What's going, guys? It's DeathMonk here. Today I'm going to be talking about something really interesting concerning the OG live event called the Rocket Launch, coming to Fortnite on July 26th at 2 PM Eastern, which from my calculations is 11 AM on the Pacific and 7 PM in the UK. So as you guys can see from Fortnite's official Twitter or X account earlier on today, we've actually got this really interesting teaser with the a quote that reads, "Sure hope these coordinates are right." So we're going to take a look at this really interesting 24-second long trailer. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions are in the comments box down below. And without further ado, guys, let's check this out. So as you guys can see, during that trailer we actually see the Visitor. Now I'm pretty sure most of you guys will probably already know this by now, but just in case you don't, the Visitor is one of the founding members, I guess you could say, of the Seven. So basically, I think we only managed to identify a few members of the Seven. Obviously we've got like the Foundation, Paradigm, Visitor, among others. We only knew when this event actually first happened, like I think it was like 2017, 2018 time frame. We only knew about the Visitor. We didn't know what he was doing on the island, what his motives were, anything like that. But this is a really interesting location. Now, for those who don't know, you can find this mountain on this rocket just to the northeast of Snobby Shores on the OG island at the moment. So that is really interesting. And as you guys heard during that little 30-second or so long trailer, it's actually the same quotes that I'm assuming it was probably either the Visitor or somebody else was mentioning in the background of the audio there. So I'm really keen to just try and put my mind back and see if I can figure out who that was actually speaking those lines. But that is really interesting. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions are of that in the comments. Now, during that trailer, courtesy of iFireMonkey, he's actually put the audio that we heard into a spectrogram. And basically, if you tune it up to the right frequencies, you can make out this rather interesting image, as you guys are currently seeing on screen. As you guys can see, what appears to be the bottom half of a building. So as you guys can see, you've got like this little nose piece that looks like a pair of eyes and 3 doors underneath it. Now I'm just going to quickly revert back to this rather interesting trailer, and as you guys can see, this specific building, as aforementioned, to the northeast of Snobby Shores, is almost the exact same. It actually is in fact the exact same as the spectrogram image. So this is clearly a tease for the Rocket Launch live event that's going to be going down, as aforementioned, on July 26th. Now I think this lair, I think it's known as the villain lair in game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they think this belonged to a faction. I think at the time, I think it was known as Omega, and there was a hero faction called Alpha. The Alpha hero building can be found in the very east corner, very east of the map. I think it's nearby to the racetrack over there. So it was. I'm not sure what the motives between the two teams were, but that is really interesting to think about. As you guys can see, also Egyptian Fortnite leaker mentions about if you remember I was talking about those red rifts in a previous video. It looks like we've got further footage from the in-game files. As you guys can see, the rifts themselves used to be blue back in the days of very early days of Chapter 1, but now they're going to be turned red. The reason for them turning red is still unclear at the moment. We do have a few interesting theories, one potentially referring to maybe the red cube that we never actually got from, I think it was like a couple of chapters ago. So obviously we had the blue cube, the purple cubes, the gold cube, if you remember, there was a little teaser on one of the tables on one of the maps where there was like multicolored dice. There was a blue dice, I think there was a gold dice, and I believe there was a red dice alongside it. But nobody had a clue what this red dice refers to. Could this be the first hint of that? Let me know what you guys' views and opinions of this in the comments box down below. I'm really keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are of that. Also, Tim Sweeney, who is the CEO and founder of Epic Games, the people who develop Fortnite, has put out a really interesting repost on a tweet concerning BLITZ ROYALE. Now, apparently, it's been found, courtesy of Lula World and It's Me Leaky on Twitter or X, that BLITZ ROYALE is now a permanent mode. So it's no longer classed as a limited time mode. It's going to be permanently playable in Fortnite, so that's really great news. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions are of that in the comments. And also, earlier on today, we actually got this really interesting teaser here of the battle boss, and consistently horning all the time. Now, this is where it's going to get me a little bit baffled. Is this referring to a glider, or is this referring to maybe a vehicle skin? Now, the only thing that's conflicting with it being a vehicle skin is, I know there was a battle bus vehicle skin in Rocket League, and that got transferred over to Fortnite. Now, I just don't understand why they decided to advertise it again now, when majority of people who play Rocket League will have already got it in game. So it's slightly baffling me at the moment, guys, but I'm keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are of this in the comments box down below. And also, it's just literally been brought to my attention, courtesy of Fortnite status on Twitter or X. Apparently there's going to be a little mini, not event as such, but a little mini game, I suppose, within BLITZ ROYALE, where it's currently classed as Hammer Bonanza Weekend. So every match starts with a loadout combo with the Shockwave Hammer and one of the following items. So they're either going to be the Excalibur Rifle, the Killswitch Revolvers, the Zeus Lightning Bolt, or the Thunder Shotgun. Drop in and lay the hammer down now until July 21st. So if you've ever, I'm just going to make this as an example, but if you've ever participated in, like, let's say, double XP weekends in Call of Duty, for example, so it's kind of like that sort of type of limited time event, if that makes sense. I'm trying my best not to use the word event because it's not technically an event, but it's really interesting little mini update there, guys. Really keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are of that in the comments box down below. I also just want to point out, for those who may have missed it, now I've noticed there was quite a few people who were unable to complete one of the Morgan Mist story quests, and one of them was to hit hero practice targets at different hero training outposts. Now, if you've paid attention to a few of my past videos, you'll notice I was stuck on this specific quest. Now, good news is it's there to fully auto-complete anyone who was affected by this, including myself. So you now be able to progress with that story quest. So that was really great news. And finally, as you guys can see, Home Away From Home, check out the Fortress of Solitude POI, now on the Chapter 6 Season 3 island. Now, for those who may have missed it, basically in the last few days, we actually had a really interesting, cool little POI update on the Chapter 6 Season 3 map. Now, for those who don't know what that was all about, I'll show you on screen now. So for those who've not tuned into the brand new Superman movie that came out in the last few days, basically the Fortress of Solitude POI now exists on the Fortnite map, and interestingly it's the exact same layout from the movie, and so that is really interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the scene where his dog Crypto basically drags him, like a downed Superman, into the Fortress of Solitude to basically get healed by the I guess you could call it like nanobots or Autobots, but that is really interesting to think about there, guys. And finally, as you guys can see, there's been a little sort of profile picture update and Twitter banner on Fortnite's official socials here, so let me know where you guys' views and opinions are there. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, guys. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And if you do decide to purchase anything at all within the item shop, so whether it be, I don't know, the larger than life emote, or Birds of a Feather maybe, or maybe one of the marshmallow skins, guys, that's back in the item shop, in the item shop, or maybe the June skins, Jolly July. It even includes Mariah Carey there, guys. Make sure you guys use my support creator code DeathMonk992. It just appear after every 2 weeks, so make sure you guys keep putting it back in. Now I want to give a big massive shout out first of all to Timeless Order on Twitter or X, who's been out basically put a lot of time, as well as a couple of his friends if I'm not mistaken, to creating this really interesting website that talks about all the lore of Fortnite and all of its history. So as you guys can see, like the Zero whatever, it talks about Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and basically biographical profiles for the 7, 0 Point, Imagined Order, Last Reality, Loop. Very, very interesting stuff there, guys. There's also the Fate and Stars era that talks about Chapter 4, Seasons 1 through 4, as well as Season OG, which is a really interesting read for those who want to know more about exactly what happened, in case anyone who wasn't playing Fortnite back in the day gets a bit more knowledge as to what's been going on in the history of Fortnite. So it only goes up to Chapter 5 at the moment. Obviously Chapter 6 is not fully completed yet, so obviously that'll be coming soon. So let me know what you guys' recent thoughts are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.